What up, y'all? I'm back with another review, and I'm here to review the newest studio album, the fifth studio album from boy band Brockhampton, entitled Ginger. Now, I've been listening to Brockhampton since Saturation. I know they had, uh, what was it? That first project they had. I think it's the one they had Cannon on, I want to say. Um, I know Kevin Abstract, he dropped American Boyfriend, but it was Brockhampton. They had dropped, hold on. 19, I want to say it was like 1990 something. No, was it All American something? All American Trash. That's it. All American Trash, which I still haven't gone back to listen to. For some reason, um, was Canon on that? Okay, Canon wasn't on that, but it was dropped in January of 2017, at least on YouTube. But yeah, All American Trash. I need to go back and listen to that. I've listened since Saturation. I remember it was the first Saturation. I was like, okay, this is different. This is something new for me and for hip hop, from what it seemed at the time, and still seems that way. Well, actually, for the time, yeah. Now it's like if something like Saturation, the first one, would have dropped now, given with what Brockhampton's done and what other artists have done in hip hop, it's like Tyler. It's like not so shocking to some people, I guess you could say. Saturation 2, I was feeling more of them. Around that time, I was going back and forth between Saturation 1 and 2, and I was like, okay, I know what my favorite tracks are. But by the time Saturation 3 got around, I was like, I can't wait for this shit to drop. I was really fucking with Brockhampton. And then they just crushed it. That was like, what, the middle of December when that dropped? But that was still one of my top 3 favorite projects of 2017. Then, in 2018, you get, well, let's not go too far. Amir Van gets kicked out of the group for allegations of abuse against his girl or ex-girlfriend and things like that, physical or mental abuse. Um, Tough, dark situation for not only the band but more so Amir and his ex-girlfriend. And then you go to 2018, around September of 2018, you get Iridescence, which was my favorite project of 2018. And now we're here with Ginger. I think it was after Saturation was when they were talking about giving us a team effort, and then that changed into Puppy, and then I think that's when the Amir situation had unfolded, and that's when they took a little break, and then we got Iridescence. Just releasing so quick, 3 projects in 2017, then just a little over, well, not even just a little over, just a little under a year later, you get the next album. Then a little under a year later again, you get this album. So they're just really consistent. They're already with their 5th album. Ever since signing with RCA, this is like what, their 2nd major album on the $15 million deal for like 6 albums, I want to say, in 3 years. I think, I'm not exactly sure. I need to probably look at that again. Let's go ahead and get right into this. This is like 12 tracks, 44 minutes, I want to say, 36 to 44 minutes, somewhere in there. The first track, No Halo. Y'all know me by now, especially with Brockhampton. I just love the acoustic that they bring into some music. I love the visual of this project as well. They were just talking about running out of options and how they used to have them, and how Jobo was talking about how he's scared enough now to where he has faith, or he wants to have faith, that everything that's going on is a plan. And as far as like a purpose, I guess is what they're trying to say, is they're saying that they're sure they'll find it. Track number 2, Sugar. This track is about being there for someone else and hoping they'll be there for you, and just expressing how you feel you need each other, and just asking towards the end, like, do you love me? It was a cool track. The third track, Boy Bye, was a very smooth head bopping, with smooth flows from the guys as well. Just a very smooth head bopping track that I really fucked with. Track number 4, Heaven Belongs to You, which was just a slow tie solo. And it had that 3 6 Mafia Break the Law mix on the fade out, which was cool. They did that on another track on this project, like more towards the end of the album, and we'll get into that. Track number 5, St. Percy. Honestly, not really much to say other than the drums and the bass reminds me of what they were starting to do on Iridescence. It really appealed to people who liked Sophie's, what was it, unin the oil of every pearl's uninside or something like that. Something like that, something about a pearl or oil in the uninsides, something like like that. Track number 6, If You Pray Right. Just a banger. I absolutely love the trombone that was on here. I had to make sure that it was a trombone first. I was like, let me go on Google and make sure that trombone. Okay, it is a trombone. It didn't, like, Google didn't say that. Yeah, they were using a trombone. But when I saw the instrument, I was like, that's got to be a trombone. And when I first heard it, I was like, that's a trombone. So I got that confirmed. And this track honestly feels like it could have been on Iridescence. Kind of galactic towards the end, if I'm being honest. And then again with the break the law shit. And I love the like R&B type of outro that they had here. Track number 7, Dearly Departed. What was it? When Kevin talked about only on the gram to show his best side, talk about how what's really going on is fucked up and how he's traumatized, his boys are traumatized, some of the boys are traumatized, and they're just airing it out here, like just asking him like why to try. Very like heavy, kind of psychedelic soul, but just sad, like the way what they're rapping about, like the raw emotion from from Dom, Joba just airing it out. Kevin doing his thing. Matt had something too, but in the visual, Merlin was there, but I don't remember him saying anything, um, which is kind of weird. But yeah, and also on this track, they're just talking about death, and Dom was telling motherfuckers to just take responsibility and like own their shit, which is dope to hear. Like he was just like the emotion from Dom right there. I was like, God dang. Um, this could have been on. This reminded me of the Saturation days though, like with just the sound and especially with Joba vocalizing the way he was. Track number 8, I've Been Born Again. Honestly, the screwed up vocals, they were nice here. I don't know if y'all just heard that. I think I just got an email. But yeah, I could have heard this playing, like with this beat, I could have heard this being played during the Breakout game, the computer game, classic computer game. It just had that kind of vibe to it. Track number 9, the title track, Ginger. Not necessarily an upbeat song, just the beat is upbeat. Still a sad vibe though. Track number 10, Big Boy. Going further down the sad road here. Just talking about being a big boy, becoming a big boy, and just like outgrowing old shit and old people. Not old people, not the elderly. Just people in your life who've just gotten old to you, and you've just outgrown them, and like it's time to like disconnect or just to move on. And just talking about being a big boy now, and just those are some real subjects. But this beat, like the vibe I was getting from it, I was like, man, this is sad. Not like deeply, like makes you want to cut yourself or think about it sad, but just this was a sad beat. But I fuck with stuff like that though. Track number 11, Love Me for Life. Not really anything to say here either. And the outro track was it was good, but it was kind of disappointing. It didn't knock it out of the park like Iridescence did, or the Saturations really did. But Victor Roberts, my goodness, it kind of reminds me of People's Faces a bit, at least with the piano by People's Faces by Kate Tempest. Again, just a little thing that they were talking about. Thanking God for them. Like if you want to thank somebody for them, like to thank God for them. And honestly, I have a summary I want to talk about to like just wrap this album up as far as a review goes. Here they were talking about things I'd never really heard them speak on before. Like, well, I can't say never before, but with a little more detail and more so than often than I have heard them in other projects, like talking about finding God, growing. Of course, they're bending here. That's every album, but here it was like, dang, Dom and Kevin, of course, coming off Arizona Baby, the album, solo album, earlier in the year. uh, Joba, and just wanting and needing love, feeling alone, like time is running out. Um, some songs on here though, like when I hear people talk about how sad this project is on here, kind of, but kind of not, because there are a lot of bangers and like, there are some songs on here that could have been on Thug Life. I mean, they could have been on Iridescence as far as being sad, or some songs from Iridescence that could have been on here, like Thug Life, uh, Wait, Tape, Tanya. That, they could have been on here to make it more sad. I would have felt people saying how sad this project was. Um, I will say it does feel sadder than most of their projects. Um, but then at the same time, Dearly Departed, like I said, felt like it could have been on Saturation. Any of the Saturations. Probably more so 2 and 3. Um, but yes, and some songs could have some songs on here could have easily been on Iridescence though. If you'd have took the bangers and put from Iridescence, put them on here, or if you took the bangers from here and put them on Iridescence, because I know some people thought Iridescence wasn't as focused, and with this, I see people are more acclaim, giving it more critical acclaim, like it's more focused. I kind of see that, I do, but I fuck with Iridescence more honestly. But then again, like I said, and some songs off of Iridescence that were sad, it could have been on here, or songs from here could have been on Iridescence. Songs like, as far as on here, like Saint Percy, If You Pray Right, I've Been Born Again, they could have been on Iridescence, and been with tracks like um, New Orleans, and tracks like that were real bangers. So yeah, when people say that it's probably their most sad project, I could see that, especially with the album cover and everything. It makes you happy. It's cool to see that some the people are hugging, but with people hugging, it could be because they're hurt, or it could be because they're really happy. With the theme and the vibe of this album, it's uh, especially with the vibe that you get from the album cover, not just from them hugging, but it looks like it's cloudy weather. It's like, okay, this definitely fits the sad theme that people are talking about here. But I definitely feel like it could have been sadder, like tracks from Iridescence could have been on here. Or tracks from here, like I said, could have been on Iridescence as far as sad tracks, and the same thing with the bangers. What was on Iridescence could have been on here, but what's on here could have been on Iridescence, and maybe made the albums more focused. But yeah, I'd rather listen to Iridescence than this, but this is still a good album. Honestly, I'll never have a bad time listening to a Brockhampton album. I'm just wondering where this ranks. It's definitely not up there with Saturation 3 and Iridescence for me. Um, it's probably there with Saturation 1, because I like 2 more than 1 with Saturation. I'd give this project a 6.75 to a 7 out of 10. If you've heard this project, let me know what you think about it in the comment section below, and what you think about my review on it. If you haven't heard this project, I definitely recommend that you check it out. And then you come back, let me know what you think about it and my review on it. Be sure to hit the like button if you like this review, share the review, subscribe to the channel if you're new and like the content that you see. Also, be sure to check the description, because my social media links are down there, and so are my so is my PSN PlayStation Network account name. So if you want to hop on Call of Duty or something and just have some fun and help talk about music, of course, and other things like that. Well, other things, let me know. Just check the description. Thank y'all for watching, and I will see y'all next time.